Welcome, guys, back to the RC Sports Podcast, episode 4.
Guys, episode 1 month already of the RC Sports Talk podcast. I love it. And
I think we all love it.
Yeah, I got so much feedback from you guys, positive feedback. And on top of that, guys, all I have to say, we're obviously going to get into this episode, but guys, next week, that's all I have to say. Just next week, episode 5.
Oh my God.
Guys, episode 5 is going to be... Everything's just going to be much better. And we always get better every week. And that's what I love about us.
Always. One day at a time. 1%. What do you say all the time? You always say
1% better every day.
1% better every day.
It's a quote that I saw.
Also, guys, thank you so much to everybody tuning into our podcast on Apple Podcasts, whether it be Spotify. Last week, episode 3 was the most downloaded episode per week. So, honestly, a huge thank you to everybody. And just keep...
Like a big shout out, because I know there's the video podcast, but I'm like that. I understand that some people don't want to watch a video; they want to listen to it. So we see you guys as well. We're not.
So we appreciate
we respect all the people on all the platforms, no matter where, from what part of the world, or what streaming service you're using to listen to us or watch us. We respect you guys. Thank you so much. And that is for that week. And speaking of weeks, how was yours?
Not too bad, bro. But honestly speaking, we rushed around a lot this week.
Yeah.
Other than that, today we had a day because we ordered all our stuff. And we started plugging stuff in. Honestly, guys, we have Biagio's laptop went from a prude woman to the Bonnie Blue of laptops.
Yeah. My laptop is taking wires left and right. It's crazy how many wires.
Wild.
We're gonna need to get more docking stations to for the power and stuff. But shout out my laptop, bro. It is taking one for the team for real.
But honestly, other than that, bro, shout out to the pensioners. You guys are almost in a playoff spot.
Yeah. Big 8-1 victory last night. But according to Nat, pathetic.
The worst performance ever.
Yeah.
8-1 win apparently is considered one of the worst performances. And other than that, Drew, how was your week?
Got a new dog, so I've been spending some time with him. It's been pretty good. Been quiet.
It's true, because you were getting the dog last week, and now it's here. Yeah. And how would you say?
That's how weeks work.
Yeah. Okay. How would you rate the experience so far?
It's fun. It's fun to have a little companion.
Yeah.
But he's a handful.
It's the beginning. It's the puppy face.
It's the beginning.
It's the puppy face.
It's like a little kid. But yeah, so that's pretty much our weeks. I feel like every week it's pretty much uneventful, but we try to keep it eventful as we could. Yeah. But guys, before we dive into our podcast,
about my week.
Before we dive into our podcast,
how was your week, Biagio?
Yeah, how was your week?
You didn't ask.
I forgot to ask, so now I'm asking.
I just want to add, by the way, there's a lot of work that goes into this, so I appreciate both you guys. When he said we're scrambling, there's a lot of missing components back and forth to the store.
But how was your week? I'm sorry, man. I asked everybody. I thought I asked you.
It's okay.
So how was your week?
I'm always forgotten. No, I'm joking. My week, I have to say, not a good week. My cousin put me on this diet. I'm basically eating like a rabbit now, guys. So I can't have 4 sandwiches and 5 pizzas anymore, because apparently, according to some people, it's not normal. But, I know my people out there, my peeps. You guys are rolling around in your scooters. You feel me. You know what I'm talking about.
Why the scooters? What?
They'll know what I mean. But anyways, I'm on this, I call it the rabbit diet. So basically, I eat like half a carrot and that's it, some water. But jokes aside, though, I appreciate my cousin.
But it's all for the best, though.
No. I honestly, jokes aside, guys, I appreciate my cousin for doing this. He really kind of had an intervention with me, and I know. Jokes aside, I really appreciate what he did for me. And look, it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna get used to it. And
bro, you just need to lock in. That's
all. I'm locked in for 2025. And I have to say also, shout out his mom, my Zia, my aunt, for the delicious dinner and dessert that she provided, along with all the meal preps that she made for me. So
if I didn't know what you were talking about, I think it was a retirement speech.
No, but a negative, positive week. But obviously, I'm just complaining like a baby, but I'll get used to it. But that's my week.
But sorry once again for not asking.
No, it's okay.
But before we do dive into the podcast, and now that we heard Biagio's week, quick shout out just to all our socials. So at RC Sports Talk everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, on Twitter. It's not the exact same thing, but you'll still find it if you write RC Sports Talk. And a huge thank you to our sponsor, Shop Sante.
Yeah, Shop Sante, especially since I'm back locked in.
Yeah.
Shop Sante, this is my product of the week.
Yeah, what's your product of the week? Show it.
It's the veggie protein powder. The company's called Veggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not veggies flavor. The flavor is dark chocolate. It wasn't my product of the week. I've never had the other flavor, which was the maple one, as my product of the week, but I've always enjoyed it. Now I tried the dark chocolate flavor just to change the flavors up, and it's so simple. One scoop, put it in, blend it up, delicious. Now, what's your product of the week?
Well, mine ties in. Mine ties into yours, but basically it's the same thing. Just in like smaller formats, so like easy to go, bring with you on the road. I think there's about 2 servings in here. Yeah, 2 servings. So 2 servings. These are the smaller formats. Obviously,
what flavors are those?
This is Oreo and this is vanilla. Honestly speaking, I like vanilla more because Oreo I feel like gets on like not on your nerves, but like you get fed up after a while. But it's still very good. That is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But no. So vanilla. These are smaller, easy to go formats, and honestly, vegan. So it goes for everybody, and they're delicious and they're filling. So those are
cool. 2 options. I didn't realize it when we put it together, but I got like the big one.
Yeah, and I got the baby ones.
Yeah, for like on the go. So there you go.
So thank you once again to Shop Sante. Biagio, what could they when they order and they check out, what could they use?
When you order, this is only online, by the way. We got a couple of questions, but only online. When you use code RC10 at checkout, you get 10% off your order when you order online at Shop Sante.
Oh, actually, and shout out to my friend William. He texted me today that we used your code online to order at Shop Sante, and he was like, it worked out very well. It's only online, but you can pick it up in stores. So shout out to Will and shout out to his friend that
guys,
used the code.
Use it out, get a little discount for you guys.
Of course.
Giving back to you guys at home. So
exactly. Now let's dive into like I say, the nitty gritty all the time.
Every week.
The NFL. Biagio, it's your turn. It's your time to shine, bro. You called it. We spoke about it last week. Tell the folks what happened,
guys.
Tell them, folks.
Yeah, we were about to post a clip, but then it was useless. But we were talking about last week that who should the Giants get? Wilson, Flacco, or Jamo. And Rodgers, stay home. I don't care. But the question was already answered for us within the week. Jameis Winston signs for my New York Giants, 2-year, $8 million deal. And honestly, out of the 3 quarterbacks, I was leaning towards Wilson. But you know what? After speaking to our Jets correspondent, Tony Aversano, Jameis Winston's probably the best option. He's younger. And although, yes, I know, if he let's say he throws like, for example, 40 touchdowns, he'll throw 35 interceptions. I'm aware of that, but honestly, I'd rather.
But he doesn't let the play die, bro. He doesn't let the play die.
I'd rather that than some quarterback that's just gonna run the ball, get a yard, or just throw screen passes.
No,
and get
of
nowhere.
course. Like, why would you want how would I say? Why would you want a Super Bowl winning quarterback, bro? Instead, you could have Jameis Winston instead of having Russell Wilson. So why would you?
No, guys, don't listen to them. Okay, listen to me. Okay. The Giants, listen, I'm not saying we're going to go anywhere. Nowhere near playoffs. We're probably going to finish dead last, negative. But I'd rather we lose and...
In fun fashion.
Because like last season, you can ask my cousin.
It's loser talk.
He every week I was depressed watching the Giants. At least it's going to be fun. The pre- and post-game interviews with Jameis Winston are going to be amazing. You know, all glory to God. He's going to throw Malik Neighbors. Guys, if you can get J-Mo and Neighbors in your fantasy teams next year, bro, you are going to make a bag. So go Big Blue.
You know what we need to do? We need to take this, what he just said now, and clip it so that we keep it for the beginning of the year next year and just replay it and see how much fun he's actually having.
No, but I'm not saying we're going to win anything. I'm just saying we're going to go negative, but at least we'll see some fun, attractive football.
Facts.
Yo, we were struggling to get a first down last year. It was pathetic. I would celebrate and call him, like, guy, we got a first down. That's how bad our quarterbacks were.
That's like down in the dumps, bro.
Yeah, I was excited to, see us like blow out the Jaguars, and you were like, we got a first down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
we
it.
got a field goal.
Yeah, well, that's how bad we've been.
Yeah, it's loser mentality. That's as down in the dumps as somebody can get.
But it's not a loser mentality. It's just that's what we're.
No, but I'm saying just
about because that's how bad we are.
Yeah, no, but it ties into being a loser. 100%. No,
bro,
100%.
I'm not on the field. I can't do anything about it.
No, you still wouldn't be able to do anything if you were on the field. But the point
That's
is,
true. Yeah, I want to start weaving.
Why are you talking like as if you're prime Devontae Adams?
Yeah.
No. But the point is that at least this year you're gonna be striving for first downs.
We're gonna have some more entertaining football. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, it's a transition year. I think Jameis is a great morale guy. I think he's a guy that you want on your team no matter what. I wouldn't have taken him as a starting quarterback. I probably would have
like
for
no,
another
but
option.
that's not necessarily mean he's starting. Like, do you think would still draft a quarterback?
No. I don't think you guys. Well,
I'd want Travis Hunter still. I don't mind.
If Shedur's still available, I think you guys probably take Shedur.
Yeah, we'll probably
I don't know what it
Shedeur.
is, but if they're signing Winston now, I think they're probably gonna make him the starter. But like I said, he's a good guy to have behind you. You know what I mean? Behind your young guy, because he's a positive guy. He's happy. He's genuinely happy to still be in the league. And he's genuinely happy to be somebody's companion, bro. He's like a faithful dog, bro. Like, he honestly is.
Yeah, and like him, like obviously there's people that they strive for the Super Bowl. They get mad after every game. And him, he just...
strives on being in the league.
The fact that he's breathing every day and playing the sport he loves, that's all he needs in life.
100%.
And honestly, if you're happy, leave him be.
But yeah, no, talking about quarterbacks now. Quick transition to
the one that I didn't
X-Jet,
want.
X-Jet, and well, actually, no, you're not the only one that doesn't want him. But even our Jets correspondent didn't even want him at the end of the season.
Aaron Rodgers got 3 options so far. That we wrote down, like realistic options, right? Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers. Guys, let's start with Drew. What do you think?
I think his best bet would be to go to Pittsburgh. Like, we all know, like,
he wants to.
If he doesn't retire beforehand, this is gonna be his last season, and he had a horrible season with the Jets.
Yeah. Well, no, he wasn't.
He was good.
Expectations weren't there.
Because if you look up his stats, he
wasn't that bad. He was like always like around top 10 in every stat. Like most of the time, he was top 10 in every stat. And yeah, no, I agree with you, Drew. I think the Steelers. I mean, myself, I think that Steelers are his best options because Cleveland. I mean, he can go to Cleveland, but realistically, they're not making the playoffs, so it's not something that he'd want. It's not his ideal spot.
And the Titans are the first overall pick.
That, and they're also meeting with Ryan Tannehill. So I mean, they've been meeting with Ryan Tannehill. So I don't think that he's.
But besides all that, why would he want to go to? Like, you know, they're not going to make. playoffs.
No, you know he's a diva
go to
too.
Steelers.
He's a diva too. He's a guy that wants to go to a spot where it's already set for him. He doesn't want to have to work. He's not there to raise a team up from the ground. He's there to jump into a spot where he could.
Like, he knows they're going to make playoffs. Like, he just wants to, like...
Exactly. Just basically write out his last year with a chance to probably get to a Super Bowl. I don't think he can in Pittsburgh. I don't think he still has the capabilities to do
Plus the weapons he has. I mean, they got DK Metcalf now.
Yeah.
And they still have Pickens.
George Pickens. But, bro, like, honestly, like, man, honestly, they could, now saying it, like, I'm going to just revert back because now saying it, he does have weapons. If he can make it work, he can make it work because Pittsburgh's defense is pretty good. But then again, I don't see them winning the Super Bowl this year.
No. They'll for sure do the usual 9-8 and make the playoffs. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's it. No, they'll have a winning record.
But besides that, like just building off what you said, he can't be going to a rebuild. It's his last season. Everything's already set for him. He just needs to slot in and start doing his work.
He's gonna try and bring Devontae Adams to Pittsburgh too.
Where's Devontae? Oh, he's at the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, he just signed. Honestly,
I'm just saying. No, it was just a joke. But I'm just
I mean, I would
drag his old dogs with him all the time.
Such a baby. But speaking of the Rams, going into Puka, who basically said, well, when they told me this, I was like, I don't get it. But now, if you dig deeper, Puka said that after all his NFL career, all that stuff, he wants to retire at the age of 30. Now,
the exact quote is, I know I want to retire at the age of 30. I think of Aaron Donald, who was a big part of the Super Bowl winning team for the Rams against the Bengals. I think of Aaron Donald going out on top would be super cool. He said this on the Roommate Show podcast. And you were saying, because you were going to dive into it. But you were saying,
no, but you guys were explaining to me that this is somehow a shot at Cooper Kupp. And I didn't fully understand. If you could just explain it.
It could be, it could not. The way we see it, like the way me and Drew were looking at it, we're like, because Cooper Kupp didn't have a great season last year, and like he's getting old.
How old is he now?
What is he, like 32, 31, 32, something like that.
Okay, so what he's saying is
like, bro, like literally, he's literally saying like, bro, like pack it up when you're done. You know what I mean? In a sense, like I don't think Puka's not that type of guy. Like when you see him, he's like a bubbly spirit.
Yeah, he seems more positive.
Exactly.
If anything, yeah.
He seems like a positive guy, but he could be like, bro, you know what? Instead of dragging a team down, like pack it up, like, because you're not only doing yourself harm, because with all the injuries, like at some point it's not only head injuries but your body too. You can get arthritis by breaking bones, stuff like that, so you could lead to eventual injuries. But it's like instead of dragging down the team, don't put it on pause 2 seconds. So I basically see it as a potential shot. Like I said, I don't think it could be. It could
These
not
are
be.
theories circling the
They're
internet.
theories. They're
Yeah.
rumors. Everybody's gonna run with something, right? You know what the
Yeah.
internet is. Somebody drops a pen. Is it a pencil? Is it this? They run with rumors. Like it could be
Yeah.
anything. You know what I
Totally.
mean? So, so look, we'll leave it at that. We're not gonna chime in even more and stir up the pot even more. But this is what's going around the internet, and this is what we're stating. So. Good luck to Puka because he's a great wide receiver, and good luck to Cup. Hopefully,
Yeah.
both of them do well this season.
Yeah,
Because honestly, the Rams are a fun team to watch. I like Stafford, and I like the Rams are like a cool
Yeah.
team. Like it's not a team you like to shit on in a sense.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
No one really hates them.
Exactly.
And
And
obviously
Cup's a good guy. Like he's
Yeah.
not
Hopefully
nothing
he
bad.
does well with the Seahawks. So yeah.
Talking about good people, somebody that's allegedly not a good person, Xavier Worthy.
Well, but that's not what it said in the quote. So that's why I'm confused. The stories have been mixed up.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was confused on where you were going, but no. So like it's a big story. So basically, about maybe a week ago, Xavier Worthy's fiance girlfriend claimed that he was physically violent. That she claimed that he was physically violent with her and that he choke slammed her to the ground.
Jesus.
Which doesn't sound like a healthy household, if you ask me. But now he comes back this week and says that he is suing her for domestic abuse and extortion. And honestly, at the same time as releasing that statement, he and going forward with lawyers, there's pictures that I think released himself, right, Ju? He released himself on the internet about like his hair being ripped off, like patches of his hair ripped off, and saying that she domestically abused him and extorted him. And he also stated that she stole or destroyed $150K worth of his belongings.
Wow.
Now, this is a touchy subject, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna.
Yeah, we don't want to dive too much into it.
No, we'll dive into it, but we're gonna tread very lightly.
Dip our toes in the water because
we're gonna see if it's cold, but
Yeah.
but basically we're gonna tread very lightly. Listen, bro. There's a lot of stories that always come out, right?
Yeah. When it comes to, listen, obviously, like I said, dip our toes in the water. When it comes to the domestic or between a couple, there's always the side where, maybe the girl's lying, or where there's the side of the guy's trying to make her be quiet.
Yeah.
Both in this whole topic, guys and girls have both been at both ends of the spectrum, right or wrong.
Yeah, there's been cases where the man's been wrong, and there's been cases where the woman's been wrong.
The only thing that you can really do instead of the he said, she said, and let me believe it because it's Xavier Worthy. No, let me believe it just because she's a girl. None of that. You have to get down to the proof and the facts.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, like Xavier Worthy, this guy probably has like the best lawyers. Obviously, he's loaded.
Yeah, and he's a rookie. You just come in I mean, hopefully for him, I hope that it's not on his.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, this doesn't sound like a healthy household. Like, there's something going on.
I'm gonna be really disappointed if it's him that abused his fiance. I'm gonna be disappointed because this guy had such potential last season or the season that just passed. He had a stellar start with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
we all saw it. To ruin your career like this by abusing a woman.
I mean, bro,
sad.
she said he choke slammed her. That's like. That's like
it's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's
not funny at
it's
all.
Bro. Like, if this is true, if this is true,
you should switch to the WWE.
Yeah, if this is true, no, that's crazy. But if this is true, okay, and like I said, it's happened to many athletes that have been proven guilty through actions, not only domestic violence, but through
other things.
We saw it with. Ruggs that was drinking and driving or speeding, and he ended up killing someone. Henry Ruggs, a wide receiver for
I thought it was like a nickname for
someone. No. Henry Ruggs. He was a wide receiver for the stellar wide receiver at Alabama. Got drafted for the Raiders. I don't know if it was drinking and driving precisely.
Oh wait, but then I heard this. This is at the beginning of this season, no?
No, 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
ago.
So there was that. Then obviously the Deshaun Watson incident. Like, this is all cases that come up. People need to be better, and I don't understand why, when you have everything at the tip of your fingers, right? Because it's stuff that we haven't experienced yet, right? We're talking from inexperience.
Yeah.
In a sense that, like, we're not as famous as these people. We don't have as much money as these people, and we haven't touched celebrity status as as these people have.
This is maybe
Right?
You
So
think it's
I
an
don't know
ego
if
thing?
I don't know if
an
it's
ego,
I don't
like-
know what goes wrong, what goes on in their head, where there's a moment where it snaps, where the guy just like does something dumb to ruin his career.
I think
don't
my
understand
theory is
it.
that
I don't understand
because of
it.
all, like you said, because of the status, the money, and everything, they think they're invincible,
Yeah.
and they think they can get away with get away with anything. And at the end
Yeah.
of the day, you're a human being.
Yeah.
So
but like, in a sense, like the domestic violence and speeding on the road, these are all things.
that any human doesn't matter if you're rich or poor.
Yeah, and the Deshaun Watson. Sorry, I'm not leaving that out. But I
Yeah.
mean, like the Deshaun
I
Watson,
don't.
the Tuggies.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
get the. I don't get the things.
Like these are all things that you grow up with values,
Yeah.
like already like installed in your household, unless it wasn't. But I
Yeah.
mean, you go around and you're a human being.
And the only thing I would say, even that rich or poor, but one thing that a lot of rich people or athletes, celebrities have done is they commit fraud. Because obviously, like when you make so much money, you
Oh
get
yeah, the money
taxed like
embezzlement.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would say would go with your point of like, okay, we don't understand it because we're not that rich. But even at that,
That I could
Whatever.
understand it a little more than domestic abuse and all the other violent acts towards other people.
I know, but even after the day, even if you get taxed like crazy, you're still rich. Come on, let's
Like,
be
bro,
real.
like-
That's greed. That's greed.
It's greed. But you understand somebody being greedy more than somebody physically abusing somebody
Oh yeah,
else.
no, 100%.
That's what I mean.
I'm not excusing the greediness, but it's way better than
No, it's
you know.
it's way better than being somebody that physically abuses their
Yeah.
spouse. And
if
you know,
that's
like
the
you even
case-
just see like, bro, like John Jones, a UFC fighter,
Yeah,
was caught beating the living lights out of his wife at his house. Like, bro, you're a UFC fighter, and not only just a UFC fighter, he's like the GOAT. Technically he's like up there with Habib and he's up there with Habib, but a lot of people just determine him to be the GOAT. But you're a UFC fighter. You train in martial arts. You're a
Yeah.
combat fighter. Like, you can break any man that weighs over 300 pounds. Let
Yeah, and
alone
you're
now.
on a frail
Now
woman.
you're preying on a frail
it's
woman. Like,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like but that's the thing. I feel like when it gets to that point, the athletes or whatever was in that, if we're just talking domestic abuse, they need to just look back and be like, if they're gonna argue every 2 seconds, you gotta get out of that. You have to. I know it's easier said than done, right? We're not in these relationships, but if like they're screaming at each other, they're this. Like, especially as the athlete, you need to back up. You need to understand when you get to that status, you have a responsibility. You're probably an idol to some kids, Chiefs fans, whatever. You have a responsibility. Why would you want to tarnish your name? Already, first of all, speaking for me, for him, for Giuliano, we're starting our social media careers or whatever you want to call him. It's music, whatever it is. I am already trying to be a better person in the sense, like I'm careful with everything. I'm calculated with everything I say, because even though you and him mean well, someone can twist our words and take advantage of
Yeah.
us, or twist our words and to make us look bad.
yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you
It
always
all
have to
goes-
be
it
careful
all
and be
goes ti-
respectful.
Yeah, and it's not only when you become an athlete. Like, this is just life advice in general, but it's
Yeah,
not only when
but
you
when
become
you
an-
get that upper echelon,
Yeah, you're a
you
role
know?
model. Now you're a role model. Like, kids look up to Xavier Worthy, Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson. They look up to these guys, and then you find out these stories. You're like, well,
Yeah.
come on, you know what I mean?
And the
Even
same
John
thing happens
Jones,
with
bro, like, that's
musicians or
crazy.
whatever. Because then it's like, but I like his song, but look what he just did. Now
Yeah.
it ruins.
Yeah,
it
it
ruins what I loved
You're
about
an idol.
him
Like,
or her.
he's my idol.
She's my idol. I love her music, and now it gets ruined.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that sucks about it. Listen, let's try not to get too negative, but yeah, I love that you brought this up because it is a very important topic.
Let the facts be the facts.
Yeah, let the facts be the
exactly.
topic.
We're
We're
gonna-
not trying to pick sides, man or woman. We
No,
don't-
but that's it. We
I
have to see what
respect.
happens.
I respect for both sides, depending on obviously like whatever proof. Obviously, if Xavier Worthy's in the wrong or the woman's in the wrong,
Yeah.
we'll
Either
go
way.
from there.
That's why Jaden Daniels' mom is a goat. She's controlling the relationship.
She's controlling the relationship,
Uh.
because and it's happened before. We're just to wrap it up, but this is more soccer related. But Tammy Abraham, Chelsea striker. Well, now he's at Milan, but at the time when he signed that big contract for Chelsea, literally got like a big deal. Like a couple days later, this girl came out, said that I'm not gonna say the word, but
Yeah.
you think all of
Yeah.
a sudden. So now it's like everyone was like, okay, is this girl telling the truth? Is
Or
she a
is she
victim
waiting
of
for his
abuse?
bag? Yeah.
Or is it like, or some people are like, oh, she's a victim of abuse. It takes time for those victims to come out. But some people are arguing, yeah, but now that he signed that big contract with Chelsea, now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
So that's where you have to be careful, and that's where you need the proper lawyers and the proper authorities to take care of it. Because for me, I believe in it's like proof. You need proof. prove, was it guilty?
Guilty
innocent
innocent until proven guilty. Yeah.
right? Because a lot of stuff can get twisted.
Yeah,
You know,
words
I
are
watch
always
a lot of cop shows, and you can see that some people twist your stuff. But
100%.
we're not gonna get too deep. It was a bit of a dark
yeah,
turn.
Yeah,
but it's
sorry for
yeah.
being dark that deep in.
yeah.
But
it was good that you brought it up because it's a good topic to.
no,
talk
it needs
about.
to be spoken about. That's 100%.
Yeah, so let's
let's go on to
baseball.
baseball. The right type of batting. Opening day in a few days, guys. So we can't do a deep dive into the MLB yet.
But opening days, as the time of the recording starts in 3 days.
Yeah, so March 27th on Thursday. But a team that already got started in the Tokyo Series already got their season started to a hot start. The defending champions, the Dodgers, who started their season off 2-0 against the Cubs in the Tokyo Series. The first game ended 4-1, and the second one ended 6-3. Shohei Ohtani, nonetheless, at home, homers in game 2. Already off to a hot start. Good for him. We're always happy for Shohei. But, bro, one thing I wanted to talk about quickly is Japan just farming MLB talent, bro. And I love to see it, bro, because, you know, the MLB before was a sport that was concentrated mainly through 3 countries, which is Canada, United States, and the Dominican. Well, like I'd say,
I was gonna say a lot of South Americans.
Cuba, Cuba, Venezuela, but
a lot
like
of good players came from baseball from there.
Yeah, but like those, like let's say the Caribbeans, United States, and
some Latino countries.
Canada. Some Latino countries, and Canada. Those like are the 3 main spots, not 3 main countries.
So my question is, how is Japan farming the talent by playing?
I mean, I'd have to really do a deep dive into it, but for them, it's like, their main sport is baseball.
In Japan, for real?
100%.
Oh, I thought it would be soccer.
No.
Not even saying that as a fan.
I'd say
because it's the biggest sport in the world.
Honestly speaking, I'd say Japan took over. I'd say baseball took over soccer in Japan. 100%, man. Okay. You have stars like Shohei. That's a worldwide star. These guys like this guy. He's a pitcher and a batter for the. He's a pitcher and a field player for the. For the Dodgers,
okay,
where he's a star. Like he
Yeah.
plays both, but you cannot be like there's nobody in the league other than him that's a pitcher and that could play other positions.
Oh, he's a versatile player, then.
Bro. Yeah, and when he goes up to bat, like he's good, man. He's good. Like he got like what was it last year? I think 50 home runs, 50 steals. Like that's like these are unheard of stats, man. Like these are like you're talking about legacy players, GOAT players. You know what I mean?
So you think the farming is because they're exposing
starting to
their
get all these
Japanese
talents.
citizens
Yeah.
to the MLB games?
Yeah, and there's stars that are coming out of it. You know, like there's a lot of Japanese stars coming out of it. So I mean, look, I'm happy for Japan because honestly, they're a country you just like, bro. Like they pan to the game and they pan to the fans in the stands, and they're like everybody has a smile on their face. You know.
Yeah.
You pan to like a game, like a Milwaukee game at 3:00 in the afternoon. Like the dad's like eating hot dogs and he's like telling off his kids in the stand. Like I mean, in Japan they're all like, "Oh, let's go." You know. I don't know why I did that accent, but the point is that they're all.
I don't
happy.
really see an accent. You just said, "Okay, let's go."
No. Anyway, but the point is that they're all happy people, and I'm happy for the country of Japan farming this MLB talent because if it wasn't for them,
it's always nice to expose because we know, like, let's be real. Like one thing I don't like about American sports is how they call themselves world champions, even though it's in America.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that any sport, honestly, expanding, especially since, you know, we've spoken about on the podcast how basketball and baseball, NBA and MLB are taking kind of hits in viewership. So it's nice to see that they're trying to resolve this issue by expanding it.
I don't know if a shortened schedule, just to go back to like the viewership, I don't know if a shortened schedule because I think it's 182 games a year
of basketball,
baseball,
and basketball. How many?
Basketball's around 82, I think, as well. 85? 85 games this season. Anyway.
182 baseball games. That's crazy.
Bro, it's a lot. It's a lot of games.
You think that's the problem?
Bro, there's days where there's like there's double headers. So like they'll play before 12:00 in the afternoon and then they'll play another game at 6-7 at night.
And do those if I buy a ticket, do I get a ticket to both of
Most
those
of the
games?
times, you get a ticket to both of the games. Or you could buy one for one game. I think you can buy both.
And do you truly believe that's the problem? Is the too many games?
Well, too many games because honestly speaking, like who's watching like a Reds game, a Cincinnati Reds game at like 11:00 in the morning, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Playing like the Tampa Bay Rays. You know
and do they do this on the weekends or more in the week?
No, there's some games on the week, like on Tuesdays.
People are working.
Like, bro, people are working. Like, I'm not tuning into a game. Sorry,
And not just that. No, some people might work from home and they put the game on in the background while they're working. But if you want to physically go watch who's coming on a Tuesday,
no, bro. The games are empty. The seats are empty.
Well, yeah, because
unless it's
working.
really, yeah, bro. Even like the Yankees, when the Yankees play at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, like stadiums more full than other teams because they're like playoff contenders and this.
But
and
I
that.
wouldn't necessarily blame that on the team. That's MLB.
No, the MLB. Yeah. No, I'm saying no. It's not the
their
team
fault
that decides
because
schedule.
2 o'clock on a Tuesday, people are working.
It's crazy. Yeah. Like where you getting your viewership.
But
yeah,
there's so many games. That's a good point too. There's so many games. They have no choice maybe to put it on a Tuesday. So this is where there's like a conflict a bit.
Yeah, no, like, well, but that's what I'm saying. So
can't
maybe
fit them all on a Saturday.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So maybe a shortened season is the solution.
Cut down on the games. I think that would help big time.
I think it would increase viewership. They already cut down. They saw better attendance to games when they cut down on the pitch clock that we were talking about.
Yeah, last week we spoke about it last week.
Yeah, and they saw better viewership then.
But why? That's because they're like, keep the.
Well, the games are faster. Like now, okay, so now you have 182 games without the pitch clock. Your games are 3 to 4 hours. It's like, man, like it takes up a whole day, bro. Like to follow a season, like put it into numbers. I don't know what the calculation is, but 182 times 4, you're almost at 600 hours of watch time to watch a season.
Yeah.
Like
more than that.
More than that. So that's, like I mean, yeah,
wow.
It's like 700
you gotta
hours.
Be dedicated if you're let's say like us, you follow the Rangers. I'm Lazio, right? If we would
36
follow,
games a season in soccer.
Yeah, more like 50. But the thing is, they're spaced out like once a week or twice a week. Imagine
it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours of soccer game.
Imagine you're a diehard Yankees fan. You do what our teams, and you're constantly watching. Like, bro, it's an investment.
So let's say 50 games to watch a season, and this is including Europa League and all these things, and right, bro, you're at 100 hours.
And they're spaced out.
100 hours, and they're spaced out. Now, in one season between the month of March and September, October, depending if your team makes it to the playoffs, you're jamming in 700 hours of watch time to watch a full season.
I say this because obviously we do social media, but I say this more as a sign of respect because I do see some Yankee, for example, like a Yankee social media page. Yeah. They put in a lot of hours of work because you said, if they're doing watch parties or all kinds of live streams or reactions to matches, you know how many games they're watching?
Oh, bro, it's a lot.
It's
so much. It's so much.
So I think it's honestly... Obviously, sports, the athletes are the one that are physically exhausted. But I would argue that for baseball, at this point, we could say that the fans are physically exhausted.
Yeah, literally.
So
get them on the IR.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, like to close out baseball, I think I agree with you that they should cut down on the games.
Yeah. So talking about a sport where all the players are always on IR, the NBA.
Basketball. Let's move on to basketball. Two newly eliminated teams, the Hornets and the Wizards, are out of playoff contention. I mean, we didn't say it last week because
we saw it coming.
We saw it coming. We only want to announce it when it's official.
Yeah.
So now it's official. But now going on to LeBron James.
LeBron James. So coming back from the IR, actually, we were just talking about the IR. He had injured his. He had a strained left groin, so he was out for 7 games and came back. He was originally out for 7 games and came back March 22nd and they got destroyed by the Bulls, 146 to 115. Bro. This guy, I mean, if there's like they're in a playoff position and they're a good team, bro. The Lakers are a good team this year. If LeBron James isn't a symbol of dedication and somebody who loves their sport and somebody who could be a role model for kids,
100%.
I don't know who else is, man. This guy, I think, embodies. He's, I think, the last athlete that every kid could really look up to as of right now.
And honestly, I would say
as a star,
not in my direct idol, but I would look up to him, or I appreciate and I respect all his values.
Yeah,
especially me that I'm not a huge NBA guy, but I can respect what he does, and the fact that the longevity of this guy. Oh
yeah.
God.
No. If he's not a testimony to somebody that's dedicated their whole life to a sport, and who's dedicated, bro, he's a family man. He's outgoing. He does movies, like he does kids.
And
movies.
I feel like we spoke about it last week that he's gonna have that weird feeling that's gonna hit him like a train, where once he retires, it's like, okay, now what?
I think he's going to go into coaching. I think he loves the sport too much. I think he loves the sport too much to just step away from it. But I think that it's not only for him. You say that like, oh, when he steps out of the sport, he's going to feel it. I think that as fans, and not even, like, I'm not a big fan of the NBA, but like, I'm going to feel it like, oh, there's no LeBron in the NBA. Like, it's going to be weird.
And the same thing goes for any sport, I would argue. Any sport, it's going to be like, yo, I grew up with this guy for over 20 years. Whoa,
but especially him, though. Like, honestly speaking, like, fans in Europe, people in Europe are gonna be like, oh, LeBron James is not in the NBA anymore. Oh, even Steph Curry's another guy like that. We spoke about him last week.
Yeah.
But like, bro, all respect to LeBron James. Honestly, still doing it at his age, bro. I saw a pregame workout of him doing sprints and dunking. I'm gonna have to show it to you, man, after the podcast. But man, this guy's like going back and forth, training like as if he would train before his rookie years in Cleveland. Like, if that doesn't show dedication, man, I don't know what else would prove to somebody that this man is dedicated to a sport. But talking about James and his son,
his son Bronny James, 17 points, a career high versus the Bucks.
You know, they lost, unfortunately, but
yeah, they lost, but good for him. Obviously, we spoke about it not last week, but the week before that. He gets a lot of stick from the media, specifically Stephanie Smith.
Yeah,
that was saying that obviously he's only there because of his dad's name. Yeah. We spoke about that, but the point is like I like to see it.
A redemption story. Yeah. We were happy back down. He didn't back down.
We were happy that he's bouncing back.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like I don't personally expect him to be the level of his father.
No.
But
nobody does.
The fact that he can hold his own in the NBA and have a decent career. As long as he doesn't overthink anything, you need to understand your father's probably obviously a touchy subject, but one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So you don't need to be better than your father or at the level of your father. But as long as he's doing well, I'm happy for him. You obviously.
But as you said, bro, last week, just to touch on that quickly, as you said, like if you're going into the NBA with your dad being the greatest, but any sport, as a matter of fact, with your dad being in contention in talks when we talk about the greatest player of all time.
That mental aspect gets
like,
you.
bro, yeah. And you're going to have to stick with those expectations, even though it's unrealizable. Yeah. Like, in a sense, like,
imagine
I'm not going to be
Ronaldo's son.
Yeah, like, exactly. Or Messi's son, or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Unfortunately, it's what it is. And people, not everybody's logical and going to be like, well, we have to see what he does. He's not, he didn't dominate in college. He didn't so he never really gave an indication to anybody that he could be something great.
Yeah.
Right. But obviously, we hope that he has a great career and that he has, that he at least holds his own and that he stays in the NBA because the James name is, I hope it's here to stay because. He's the role model.
It's nice to see that he passes it down.
Even his son, man, composed, calm, collected.
Yeah, like the fact that he's able to tune out the noise. That's a quality that I strive to have. I try to do it. This is more personal.
Yeah.
But to have that as a discipline, as a skill to tune out noise like that.
100%.
It's respect to him. Stephanie Smith. Also,
apologized.
Respect to him. Apologized about
he said,
talking.
I spoke too quick,
and that's what I respect about him. He has very bold, and strong opinions, but he knows his facts.
Yeah.
And at the same time, this is a good quality of just a human being. He admits when he's wrong. Okay, I messed up. I said it. That whole talk with LeBron James, whatever. But the fact that he admits that he's wrong, I respect that because analysts, it's in the name. They analyze stuff. They analyze games, practices, whatever. You can make a false or a wrong prediction. It happens.
Yeah.
So I respect him for that.
And other than that, just to cap off our NBA basketball talk,
guys. To March Madness started.
Guys, if our prediction, I hope our prediction goes through because we'd be 1-for-1 in the March Madness tournament by predicting that Duke would win the tournament. We said it last week. So they're steamrolling opponents and are on to the Sweet 16. So let's go. RC said it first. Even if we didn't, RC said it first. Duke to the finals, and hopefully they take home the dub.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag, honestly, an impressive stud. He's projected to be the number 1 pick. But
and next year's NFL draft, NBA draft.
If it's not next year, the year after.
And who's occupying the pick right now?
As of right now, it would probably be the
Cavaliers. No.
No. The Cavaliers are the best team in the NBA.
No. Sorry, who's the team that got eliminated first?
The first team that got eliminated was
Yeah. Okay, so you think the Wizards...
So the Wizards probably,
Wizards would get or have a chance to get this guy. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say Cavaliers. I messed up the team.
So.
Okay, so
hopefully the yap session.
Yeah, the yap
You're about to start yapping.
Yeah.
But I'll help you out here.
But yeah, we that's our prediction.
Yeah.
Obviously, after 1 week of March Madness, everyone's whose brackets deflated.
But there's a lack of upsets though this year. That's what they were saying in the media. So there's a lack of upsets.
Give it time. It's just the Sweet 16. We'll see.
Well, but usually there's always that there was a Cinderella story. There was McNeese with the Aura guy there.
Yeah.
Did you see that on passing on the Instagram? Amir Khan, I think is his name.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's the manager for the team. He's the manager for the team, and Like
Aura Farms.
yeah, sort of actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Loki, yeah, he does. So
Good
yeah,
for
so
him.
there was that story, but then they got blown out by Baylor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But anyway, most Cinderella stories
Yeah.
do come to an end at some
But
point.
like, shout out to Duke.
Yeah.
We're rooting for you guys.
We're rooting for you guys. Up a flag.
As we cap off basketball, let's move on to hockey. We spoke about it last week, but this Eastern Conference wildcard race, man, I love it. I love it so much. Mike, what are your thoughts on it? I'm a Habs fan, so I'm loving it. Every minute of it. Talk to me, bro.
I don't have nothing to say, bro.
You have the picture of the standings I see on your notes right there.
Yeah, no.
Read the standings to me.
It's so depressing, man. So currently, I'd say, man, looking at it right now, a 6-way wild card race, where it can go for either Detroit Red Wings, Columbus, the Islanders, my New York Rangers, Giuliano's Montreal Canadiens, and the Ottawa Senators. The two
And my
teams.
Montreal Canadiens as well.
It's true. It's true.
Twice he forgets me. The week and the Canadiens.
Well,
It's okay, bro.
shit. I'm sorry, bro. But yeah, then,
Who do you think has the best chance, though?
Bro, you can't ask me that, bro. Like, I'm delusional. That's the issue. I'm delusional.
You're still gonna say the Rangers? No, be honest. It's okay. You could say it.
You're like in therapy. It's okay, bro. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. You're gonna have withdrawal. I'm like shaking. But no, I mean, bro, like honestly speaking, I still believe we're gonna make the playoffs, bro.
How's your schedule looking? Your last-ish games.
Bro, we have to win them, bro. Like we have no choice because we're at 71 games played. Montreal's at 69, and so are the 3 other teams under us. Meaning
So
the
you're
New
always
York
2 games
Islanders.
ahead, yeah.
We're 2 games ahead, man. So we need teams to lose and we need to win, bro. We need to go basically 11-0, bro.
Wow, okay.
Nah, I'm kidding, but
Okay.
like, bro,
Yeah.
we have like very too little to no margin of error. And I mean, what a disaster class for the Rangers this season. And I'm speaking for myself. And what, like, honestly speaking, I don't know if I give up or not. Like, I'm a fan, like, through thick and thin, but it's depressing, man. When you're supposed to make, and we're gonna wait. Hold on. You hold the fuck on, okay?
God.
Okay, let me rant a bit. I don't understand how you can go into a season and be this disappointing. I really don't. But on the other end of the optics and on the other end of the spectrum, the Montreal Canadiens, which were expected to be a team that wasn't battling for a wild card spot, but on the come up, bro, you guys' young stars are like just producing like as if they were 4 to 5 year NHL players, like they had a 4 to 5 year career already. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. What are you feeding these guys? What are you guys doing? Like are you guys
A lot of
you guys
poutine,
putting
I
poutine?
guess.
Yeah, like
I don't know
poutine
what's
in
in
the
the
water.
poutine
I don't
over
know
here,
what's
yeah.
going on, man. But good for you guys. What do you have to say, Drew?
Yeah.
Where like you've been like edging.
He really wants to speak on the mic. What's up?
Go.
We're gonna tell them about our little bet.
Okay.
Oh. Well, we all have different. Well, mine's a different sport. Should we talk about it?
Well,
Let's do
wait.
the bet?
We'll
get
get
into
to the
it,
soccer one after, but
No. Like let's talk about everything. We'll see the bets at the end. Let's just recap all the bets together since they deal with different sports.
no, because this one's the NHL one.
You guys, it's both NHL. Me, it's soccer.
Yeah, that's why I was saying the NHL now. But the point is that me and Drew spoke off air and we're like, what was the bet, Drew? The bet was initially that I'd have to wear a Canadian shirt if you guys make the playoffs. So what's the bet? Say it. No, I guess not.
No.
Yeah.
If the Habs make the playoffs, you
Yeah.
have to wear a Habs jersey.
Yeah.
You have to look into the camera.
Yeah.
And you have to say, the Habs are the best team in the NHL.
Okay. But vice
Better
versa
than
for
the
you,
New York
though.
Rangers.
Okay, yeah, but vice versa for you if we do
Vice
make the
versa
playoffs.
But now wait, what if you guys both make the playoffs?
I think we both hug then at that point. Like I think that's a reasonable solution. If we do both make the playoffs, which I don't see happening because I think Ottawa is way too ahead for everybody. Like unless they really drop off, I think Ottawa like occupies that first wild card spot.
You think it's like locked
Yeah,
in?
for them I think it's locked. I think we're realistically.
So
it's
we're
battle
looking
for
more
one.
at a perspective of only one of you guys can make playoffs.
Yeah, only one of you
Or
guys.
what happens if none of you guys make playoffs?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hey, so you guys have a
No,
it's a pretty
I'm
safe
not.
bet then.
I'm not. No, it's not a pretty safe bet, bro. Because I don't want to get caught lacking in front of a camera saying that.
No, but what I'm saying is if
I'm
you
not gonna
both
say the
make
forbidden
it, or
words.
if you both don't make it, you're safe. The chances of only one of you guys making it's pretty low. I would say
So
there's
then,
more
what
odds
you want to be like a mediator and throw us in something if we both don't make it.
Yeah.
What's
Honestly, I feel like if let's say if you both make it because of the odds of Ottawa,
Then we hug.
Yeah, you hug. But if one of you guys make it, or if you both don't make it, I feel like you should just both do your forfeits.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
All right, man. Well, listen, I always said it. If the New York Rangers do end up making the playoffs and winning the Stanley Cup, I will be changing my initial plan of getting a tattoo right on my leg over here and getting one like right here, Rangers logo right on this beautiful chest.
You heard it here, guys. Clip it.
New York Rangers 2025 Stanley Cup champions stapled on my chest. It's gonna be here forever. Not stapled, but
Tattooed.
stamped. Basically stamped.
If that happens,
and
we need to
sealed.
do a vlog of you getting the tattoo.
I don't know why my shirt's still up, but that's my new.
You wanted to do the episode shirtless.
I didn't want to do it shirtless. I wanted to show. Listen, man, I didn't want to do the episode shirtless. We were just reminiscing.
I just want to say that I know we're already in the episode, but you look so cute with that. He looks like a sailor.
I look like a sailor.
I don't know if you guys have identified by now, but the theme is bucket hats.
Yeah,
today.
the theme is bucket hats. But
we want to change it up. You guys are not just looking at all the pimples on our face. But yeah,
no. So hopefully the Rangers make it in, and we'll listen. Hey, good luck to you. This is like a virtual handshake, bro. A virtual handshake. Good luck. Third time that I forget you.
Three times. And also, before we move on to the other side of the spectrum, even though this wasn't in the notes, the Washington Capitals are the first official team that have
we already
clinched
said it though.
the playoffs. When?
We had said it last episode.
Bueno.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We did not.
I swear we did.
Okay, we're gonna have to go back and check. But I remember I was driving home one night and we were on the phone on a call, and they clinched.
Nah.
But you don't really listen most of the time, though.
No, anyway, the point is that
I need to settle this. Jew, on your phone.
No. We.
Can you just Google it?
No,
There's an Instagram post. We could see when it was.
Of what? No, yeah, it's been a while, man. This has been done and sealed.
No.
Anyway, while he looks that up, talking about teams that clinched and teams that haven't clinched and are eliminated. The Chicago Blackhawks are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Just playoff contention and playoff race. And the Preds are soon to follow. Chicago, I think, was pretty much...
You're wrong. 4 days ago, they clinched.
Okay, so we're wrong. All right, Drew, we take it on the chin, bro. We just take it on the chin. What do you want to do? Guys, I felt like we said it last episode. No. I feel like we spoke about it saying that they were going to clinch. I think that
but it wasn't official. That's why.
Okay, so we'll take it on the chin, bro.
We'll take it over there.
Take it on the chin. Take it on the chin. Respect. But yeah, no. Talking about the Predators,
right.
I feel just really bad for Chicago. We expected, but the Preds. I mean, man, they went to get Stamkos at the beginning of the season. Shohei, which is a good second to third line option on defense, and Jonathan Marchessault, which has that playoff contention, that playoff embodiment, that playoff player vibes.
What happened? They were in the playoffs last year. They got even better.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I don't know, man. I have no idea what happened this season. I feel like it's just a lot of miscommunication. I feel like it's a lot of lack of chemistry. Usually when something like this happens, the fall off is unreal. Their team, you look at them on TV, it's sad to watch because you see an abundant, not an abundance, but you see a good amount of talent, a reasonable amount of talent that should get you to the playoff spot, and it's just not happening. And they have a Vezina competing goalie. Juicy Saros is an amazing goalie. He's one of the best goalies in the NHL, and they still can't put it together. I don't know what it is. Their defense is awesome.
Maybe they just need. Look,
I think they need
if they get eliminated,
they will. They will. They're soon to follow.
It's really close.
Yeah.
Look, pending their elimination, I think you just back it up.
Yeah.
Number one, and not that it's the moment.
Yeah.
But you go back to the drawing board. Maybe they just need to rebuild. Maybe this was a buffer season, and they move on from there. Really sad to see, considering that they have on paper.
Yeah, Nashville. Obviously, Nashville fans have had pretty good runs in the playoffs the last couple of years, but it just sucks to see when you have that much talent. Just like us, to tie back to the Rangers, bro, if we don't make the playoffs this year, it's sad because we have a team that
went from President's Trophy to
President's Trophy to not even making the playoffs.
Well, that was the curse of the President's Trophy, but
but it's just that you have this much talent on a team and it's what are we doing? There's an issue.
But now you know what it is with you guys specifically, especially you have all these expectations. yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with all these expectations now, now the players now they're getting scared because they have fans like you, yo, what's going on? But now they're over overthinking.
Yeah.
You guys know you're good. You know it.
I'm gonna be like,
They're
you
not
guys,
playing like it.
do you know that do you know the song "Stand" by Eminem?
Oh,
That's gonna be me. Yeah. That's gonna be me driving into like the off the bridge, bro, with the car, writing a letter to the New York Rangers, bro. A love letter to the New York Rangers. This is what you guys did to me.
Who's going golfing this season?
I don't know. I have my sailor hat on, bro. Probably we're gonna go fishing too, bro.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on.
But yeah, Nashville, sad to see.
But our
let's
goat.
go to a more positive note.
We always update you guys every episode until it's broken. The OV goal chase. He's at 887, guys. 14 games to reach 894, which is to tie Gretzky's record. If he wants to beat it, well, he's
8 goals.
8 goals away if he wants to beat it. Realistically, I don't know if he gets 8 goals in 14 games, man.
Ooh, you don't think he's gonna get it now?
It's getting tight, man.
It is.
I'd rather they start off the season with him. I'd rather he starts off next season getting it. Really, like between me and you, but between all of us and between the listener, so between a lot of people actually.
No, wouldn't you want to get it this season though?
No, I hope he gets it next year because, bro, like you start off the season with a bang, OV goal chase, he broke it.
Yeah, but then you gotta wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait. They're edging us, but
imagine that momentum they would build. He breaks the record, and then boom, the playoffs start.
I think that's a problem though. Like obviously, if we make the playoffs, I don't want the Capitals being hot because that's like a dangerous team if they're hot. But
it's true because right now the Canadians are occupied. They would play the Capitals.
Yeah, I think you want them to climax at the start of next season, not now, because if they bust too quickly, in a sense, if they bust all their load
so many
too
pauses
quickly,
in this episode, it's crazy.
If they bust their load too quickly before the playoffs, it's like they won't have any juice for the playoffs. I feel like it's gonna remove all the juice. I feel like this was really their whole goal this season.
Okay, so then that's a positive for the Rangers.
No, for the Caps.
No, but I'm saying like
it's a positive.
They would get their heads or get too big. Yeah, but and then you could capitalize on that. Or the Habs.
As a sports fan in general, I rather he breaks it. I rather he breaks it next season than this season. As a sports fan.
Okay, you're speaking as a neutral.
As a neutral. Yeah. So Ovigo chase, he's 8 away. Hopefully he gets it. I don't think he does, but hopefully he doesn't get it. Sorry about that. Hopefully he gets it next year. But that all remains to see. He's set to break it. Biagio, you were telling me before. Who's he set to break it against again?
Columbus. This is gonna be
April 12th.
April 10th or 12th. I remember the exact date.
Yeah.
But that's where he's expected. But this is like the probability based on if he continues like his average goals that he would get. This might be a stupid question, but obviously like in a shootout that doesn't count, right?
No. If he gets a penalty shot in the game, yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Wait, what did you mean?
No, I meant the shootout. Sorry.
yeah. No, but he's no.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Anyway,
it's okay. It's gonna get dumber.
It's gonna pack it up. Yeah, but no. So let's go Rangers. Obviously, this is we have a bet going on now. Me and Ju, and hopefully he has to live up to it and not me. So yeah. Moving on to what? Oh yeah, Pinky Swan on camera. Yeah, on camera. So you have us both on camera. This is a first. We're de-virginizing double people on camera. All three of us.
Virginizing what?
De-virginizing. Deflowering. De-virginizing. Do you not understand that expression?
Yeah, but I don't get what it has to do with a pinky promise.
No, because we were both on camera. I said this is the first time that we're both gonna be on camera at the same time. So we're de-virginizing.
Okay.
Follow.
Sorry, bro.
Bro, pack it up. You gotta follow this episode. You gotta step it up, bro. Like honestly speaking.
All right. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Soccer.
All right, guys. Soccer,
dude.
So
Connor, dude.
Yeah, Connor.
So
guys, a majority of this segment is going to be international based because obviously the international break a week ago when we filmed, the international break commenced. It's still going on a week later, but now we're going to give our reactions, get down to the nitty gritty of the main parts, the good parts of all the international break that happened. I just want to say to all the people that were like, oh, Nations League is so bad. It's going to replace friendlies and it's going to be even worse. It's a glorified friendly. No. You see the teams taking it seriously. I love to see it. You're getting blockbuster matches. Germany, Italy. Portugal, Denmark, France. Like, where are you gonna get this type of level?
Yeah.
Best on best hockey, best on best soccer. This is the equivalent to the Four Nations.
But bro, even better. Honestly speaking, even better.
Yeah.
Well, I think no. Actually, in terms of hockey, I think the Four Nations was better for hockey fans because, bro, we've been building it up for a while.
Yeah,
but bro,
because soccer
for the average soccer fan,
yeah,
bro, like this was
people were talking
weekend,
about it.
Bro.
People were talking about it like, yo, it felt like it was a World Cup. Like,
yeah.
I love.
Shout out Krumo. Krumo follows us. Shout out Krumo, big Real Madrid fan.
He was saying that.
He was saying, bro, this was like felt like World Cup vibes.
Yeah. And what I love about that, the fans are obviously happy, but the fact that the players are taking it seriously, you see players are beefing, they're shoving each other. I love that.
Yeah,
because,
it's not no regular friendly, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what, and just to say, for sake of argument, is the fact that when it comes to, everyone was talking bad about the Nations League, but for example, the World Cup or the Euros, what do you think? We just spawned in. Like we dug it out of the ground. Here, guys, it's a World Cup. No, tournaments get created. There's inaugural seasons.
Yeah, you said this last time.
Yes, it feels weird. That first season, it feels weird, right?
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen. You're gonna, we get used to it, and I like it. This is the, was it 1, 2, 3, fourth? Fourth. I can't speak.
What are you trying to look for?
Fourth edition of the Nations League. It happens every 2 years.
Yeah.
So 2019 was Portugal, 2021 France, 2023 Spain, and now the 2025 one. We don't know because the quarterfinals, we just give you the quick results. I'm just going to give you the total aggregate scores. Germany beating Italy 5-4 on aggregate. We'll get into each game after, but Portugal beating Denmark 5-3 on aggregate after extra time. France, Croatia tied 2-2 with France winning 5-4 on penalties. And lastly, Spain and Netherlands tying 5-5 on aggregate with Spain taking it 5-4 on penalties. So first, if you want to give any thoughts about any of those matches, I was following all of them. It was crazy.
No. But just to recap, like, I love what you did say last week about, it amazing saying. I think, like, things weren't created out of thin air. You have to, things didn't just arrive like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think this was an amazing addition. Obviously, it's
I would take this over friendlies.
It's a lot of competitive soccer for the elite players around the world, bro. Like,
and the athletes take a toll.
Yeah.
But for the fans, I'd rather watch that. Italy-Germany instead of Italy-Malta.
This was an amazing weekend where a lot of fans could have rallied and felt like back to, felt tied into each other in a sense, like Italy fans from Germany, fans from the Netherlands, like, okay, let's go. Even English fans, bro, that are in the relegation and in the...
they didn't get relegated or promoted. They just stayed in the Nations League B.
They really felt
started their World Cup qualifying.
Yeah,
it was a Nations League, but still,
it was an awesome weekend, and I think that this is a great. Like,
think about it. Think how weird it felt back in 1930 when the first World Cup started. Everyone, because soccer used to be the Olympics. Everyone was watching the Olympics.
Yeah, that's what.
But then soccer's like, screw them. I'm gonna make my own tournament. And obviously, there was conflicted emotions. If we had a podcast back in 1930, if the technology was there, we'd be like, "What's this World Cup? Stick to the Olympics." And now it's the biggest tournament. And I feel like, honestly, when you look at the expansion of the Club World Cup or the Nations League, whatever, they create these tournaments. We all know, deep down inside, everyone knows that this was created for more money. We know that. That's a given.
But like everything,
but I think, honestly, this is spot on. I think they did an amazing job with the whole promotion relegation. You get blockbuster matches. I'm happy with that. Is there anything you want to talk about for specifically the games?
If we're talking specific, are we getting into the games or no?
Yeah, we're gonna get into the games, but just if you want to talk, because obviously we know what game we watched. We're Italian. We watched the Italy-Germany game, but anything to add about the other games because they were crazy.
Honestly, bro, I wanted to say shout out to Denmark. I think Denmark really held their own against a star-studded Portuguese team.
Yeah,
like whether you like it, whether you like it or not. Even though Ronaldo is the main focus of that team in a sense of like whatever, and we'll get into Ronaldo.
From that, but
I think we disagree there. Okay, wait, we'll get to that. But Denmark, shout out to Denmark. They really held their own and really put up a great performance.
Your goat, he's accent, bro.
Yeah, bro. They almost like I was watching the highlights because I was honestly, guys, like he was just saying.
So it's playing now. It's Panteos.
So honestly. Obviously, the main focus of Portugal is the main, like, the centerpiece of Portuguese and the Portuguese national team, and basically the captain of the team, the guy that runs the show, is Ronaldo. But around him are all the stars in a sense, and I think they're a star-studded team compared to Denmark, who held their own. And like I was saying, bro, I enjoyed the game so much. I was watching the highlights because obviously we were watching the Team Italy game. So we couldn't watch the other games at the same time, but obviously we were tuning in with the scores. But I went and watched the highlights at night. And bro, like, shout out Denmark, really, because if we have any Denmark listeners, Danish listeners out there, or people that follow us on Instagram or whatever, bro, they put up a crazy performance. They almost knocked out Portugal.
Yeah, which would have been big.
100%.
Denmark
bro.
are one of those. They're one of those dark horses, right? Obviously,
All the
like
time.
they're not part of the big countries like Portugal, Italy, Germany, all that stuff. But they're like
they mesh well together.
yeah,
they're a team that meshes
they're
very
a
well
dark
together.
horse. Any tournament, along with like them and Turkey, I would say they're a dark horse.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Shout out to Isaacson.
My goat. Isaacson,
And I
my
love Isaacson,
Lazio goat.
obviously, because he's a Lazio player.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's Portugal, Denmark. Then we had France, Croatia, and Spain, Netherlands. We can just talk about them both because they were both back and forth games, and they both won the penalties. Yeah, Croatia really dropped the ball though. I know they were at home, but they were up 2-0, going to play in Paris, and I don't know how you mess up that badly. And honestly, I feel bad for Croatia because they have always been there. They've always been haunted by the fact that they're so close to winning a trophy. Last year, they lost the Nations League final to Spain on penalties. Not last year, sorry, the last edition, 2023. They lost the World Cup final to France. That wasn't close, though. They got a beating. It seems like they're so close. And out of all this, and you said it, like Croatia are always there. They're always there.
I said, I think I said it on the podcast, guys. I said it on the podcast that, anyway, I said it on the podcast last time that Croatia could have upset France. I think I did say that, right?
Yeah, you did. You did. And I know because I said, "Oh yeah, France, whatever," and you're like, "No, Croatia."
I think
they almost
Croatia.
did.
Yeah, because they're that team that plays good together, bro.
And they got knocked out by the lottery of penalties. That has nothing to do with.
Yeah, that's like one or the other.
Yeah.
But they fumbled it at the end when, bro, like Guardiola once again sent sliding into I don't know where, bro. Sent sliding back into Manchester City lineup, bro. It's this guy. It's twice now, bro. Mbappe cooked him. When they were playing
with PSG and
PSG.
Man City. No,
not PSG,
oh my God.
bro.
Even I got mixed up.
God, dude, you gotta pack it up this episode.
Real Madrid and Man City.
Yeah, Real Madrid and Man City, and now Ousmane Dembele sent him flying, bro.
Yeah, this guy's losing a lot of aura.
Yeah, a lot of aura. But good for Croatia. It's fun to see Croatia do good.
Yeah.
Obviously,
everyone feels bad for them.
Lottery of penalties, it happens,
yeah,
bro.
but out of all that hard work they put in, they've only managed to get a third place finish at the World Cup, which it sucks.
Yeah.
And obviously silver medal at the 2018 World Cup. Yeah. Sorry, so that's two things. But obviously they want the trophy. The penalties, by the way, I watched them, horrible, man. A lot of them players, I don't know why they were skying penalties. Theo Hernandez,
the nerves.
Koundé.
The nerves.
Yeah.
Even Lamine Yamal missed 2 penalties, bro, against Spain. With Spain.
He missed, but him, it was like
penalties.
he tried to be cute and he went down the middle. But
Twice.
some of these
Ronaldo,
guys...
Bro,
yeah,
like, all of them. I think it's the nerves got to them.
I think is the nerves. Obviously, Spain, Netherlands, that was also a lot of penalties, but that was like a 5-4 that ended quickly.
Yeah.
The other one went to extra rounds, but both of them went to penalties. Good games. Portugal, Denmark, we spoke about that.
Extra time.
That respect to Denmark. But now let's get into what we care about. Germany, Italy. This game, at the end of the first half, I obviously didn't tell you yet because we keep our pack it up moments a secret. But I'm like, okay. I mean, you would have guessed. I'm like, if based on that first half, pack it up, Italy. Pack it up. Pack it, everyone. Spalletti, everyone out.
Maldini,
please. But first, so basically to explain, last week, literally, we spoke about it. We're like, okay, next week, we're going to have both legs happening. And then a week from now, we'll be able to react to it. The first leg, we did on my other page, soccer page, we did the live stream together. Everyone loved it, so
which was really fun.
Everyone.
Really fun.
We're gonna keep doing more of that. 2-1 Germany at the San Siro. So we're like, okay, we got a mountain to climb. We're down by a goal, and after that first half, Germany were up 3-0 on us, 5-1 on aggregate. First goal was a penalty, which I think Buongiorno, like I don't know why he's grabbing the jersey. Like you're basically asking for a penalty. You're shooting yourself in the foot, and then after that, we have what's it called? Second goal was that stupidity where basically all the players were like yapping, and Germany were literally in the middle
quickly
of taking
a corner kick straight to the net. Bang.
I know no one's expecting it, but at the same time, it looks really bad.
Yeah.
It looks really bad.
Yeah.
And
you just got to be ready all the time.
Then the third goal was also stupidity, bad man marking. These are elementary mistakes they were making. 3-0. So at halftime, I think everyone's like, okay, Italy, back it up. And then in the second half, we saw a completely different team. Just like the first leg, first half good, second half bad. Now it's vice versa.
Tied it up.
They go there. No, they didn't tie it. They tied up the game. Yes,
they tied up the game.
3 unanswered goals. We got a brace from Keane. I love seeing this guy because we have a striker that finally takes risks. Instead of, okay, let me pass it back. Enough. Take risk.
Yeah.
Scores 2 goals. We should have had a penalty. That's another debate. I think
I don't think. No, I don't think.
Didn't touch the ball.
No.
Schalderbeck did not touch the ball.
I think he did.
I saw the replay. I know. Obviously, people are gonna think I'm biased, but he did not touch the ball.
But I'm biased too. But I think that was. I saw him touch the ball with his cleat, bro.
I did not see. Personally, I did not see.
I saw him.
You need like a zoomed in, like little pixels.
Yeah, but that's what they go into. That's like really what.
No, but they didn't show it on the broadcasting. They didn't show it. For me, I'm like, they did not touch the ball. Anyways, that should have been a penalty. Then after that, Zaccagni took a corner. It was a handball. We got a goal back with Raspadori, 3-3. Unfortunately, in the end, we couldn't create anything to get that to take the lead in the match and obviously equalize the tie on aggregate. And we bow out of the Nations League in the quarterfinals. It sucks because, like, if we would have got a blowout, I would have been pissed, pack it up. But it wouldn't have hurt as much as it does now because we were so close. But at the same time, you can look at it as, we should have tied it because of the penalty. And then you go, no, Biagio, look at the 2-0 on that stupid corner kick. If we didn't give that away, then it would have been a time.
Yeah, but if they don't make like,
look, it's
ifs,
not the
ifs are not concrete, right? So I mean, we can't live off of ifs.
So basically going out from there, it hurts more. But honestly, I don't want to put it as my pack it up because we're kind of talking about it now. Yeah. But Spalletti, for me, after this, regardless of the comeback, needs to go. He said that, it's good that we conceded that goal because it's a learning experience. It looks unprofessional. You should be locked in at all times. It looked horrible. Like, it was so disgusting to see. And besides that, I think the guy has no clue what he's doing with the team. He's like, I messed up the lineup. He calls up different players every time. You were asking, why is Maldini called up? I don't know why he's called up. It's because of his father. Like, this guy has a new set of players every time there's an international break. Spalletti, I think we should get rid of him. I don't know who would be the candidate now. I said it should have been Conte, but anyways, going from there, let's move on to the Nations League for CONCACAF. We had in the semifinal, obviously we're Canadian as well, so we lost to Mexico 2-0 in the semifinals. There was a whole debate where Cornelius was fouled, another one where we got robbed. That was a clear penalty. Missed the ball, kicked him. I don't know how they didn't call that. But anyways, Mexico beat Canada 2-0. Yeah. We had Panama knocking out the USA with that goal from Waterman at the end of the game where he goes and hugged Thierry.
Assaulted Thierry.
Yeah, bro. I don't think he was expecting it. He just like, saw a bunch of sweaty Panamanians just hugging him. But it was a moment because obviously came out after that Waterman said that Thierry was his idol. Yeah. So beautiful to see. Yeah. And then moving on to the important bit that it's kind of ironic. We had Canada-USA in the third place game. That could have been the final.
No, it could have been the final, but obviously, I think everybody would have expected a bit more.
No, but if I tell you Canada-USA, Mexico-Panama, which one would you assume is the final? Which one would you assume is the third place game?
Yeah. The third place game in this case, which was Canada-USA.
You would have thought the opposite.
Was our final? Yeah. I think Canadians and Americans were happy in the sense with the game itself, like having that as a third place game. Because it would have sucked like us playing like Panama.
And I just want to say, by the way, the U.S. now, like it's confirmed, they're our 11th province. We beat them in hockey and now soccer. Beat them in soccer. Now you guys need to pack it up low key.
You guys have to find the sport to beat us in, bro.
Yeah,
it's not basketball, it's baseball. I don't know what it is, but you guys have to find the sport now. Yeah. But no, honestly,
Canada won 2-1.
I'm not even trying to be biased, but I think that Canada has the best starting 11.
Yeah, we spoke about it. Honestly, I disagree with you at first, but I looked it over.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because you thought it was the United States.
Because you know what? Because USA have always been better than us for years at soccer. Years, man.
Yeah. So and you have that presumption that, it's
like
the Clint Dempsey, Tim Howards and stuff, Jermaine Defoe's and stuff like that.
No, he's English.
Not Defoe. The guy that played with the Spurs, bro. That's American.
Oh, I don't remember.
You know who I'm talking about?
I'm blanking, but I get what you're saying. Yeah. But the point is they've had more players in Europe for longer.
Yeah.
So regardless of that, Canada win 2-1 over the US. They claim third place. We get a podium spot. It's something. At least we
better
beat
than
the
nothing.
US. It's better than nothing. And I thought overall solid game. I was only able to catch the highlights, but solid game. It was just an extra game, but might as well. Can't complain. And then after that, what are you trying to find the guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the guy. Continue talking. I need to find this guy.
Okay, we'll get back to that. And then obviously the main part of it, everyone was happy. Or the final, Mexico and Panama. Mexico take the win 2-1 over Panama, and they take the win. I don't know if this is the second or third edition of this competition. I know US have won all of them. I'm pretty sure. So if it's one or two, if this is the third one, I know USA have won all of them. So to see Mexico, obviously everyone was I don't think anyone expected Panama to
nobody
win.
expected Panama to beat the United States.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that they even made it that far to the semi, because it's hard to do for the Final Four. There's a bunch of like qualification stuff that goes through it, and then you get to that
100%.
Final Four. So shout out to Panama. Obviously, I think if it would have went to extra time against the U.S., I think realistically the U.S. would have knocked them out. But they had that little moment of magic. So shout out to them. Respect to Panama. But Mexico able to hold their own. There wasn't a blowout though. 2-1. It was a close game.
It was a close game, but
you
like
give it to Mexico,
when
they get the win.
like we were saying, when you play for your country and you play with your country once every 3, 4, 5 months maybe.
It really depends. If there's no tournament looming, it's random. It's really
that's
there's
what I'm
no
saying.
consistent spacing between the international
So
breaks.
unless there's really a disbalancement of player of talent, you'll never really catch a blowout, I think.
Yeah.
I think players try to adjust themselves. Yeah, you have a whole tournament to do it and maybe a couple of games, but it just I think that I can't find them. I'm still
it's
looking.
okay.
I
It's
can't
okay.
find
But
them.
someone might say it in the
It's just that
comments,
it's
whatever.
if you guys know who I'm talking. Oh no, I was gonna say Clint Dempsey, but it's not Clint Dempsey. Anyway, if you guys know who I'm talking about in the comments, just please write it because
Are you
I'm gonna
thinking
lose
of
my mind.
Donovan?
No, I'm not thinking about Donovan. I'm thinking about he's a black guy. I don't know who it is. That's why I was thinking Defoe, but
Played
Anyway.
for Spurs. Okay, we're gonna get too much into it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But
and
the
also to you're saying the passion of your country, the fact that Mexico
That drives
won,
into
because we
it,
were
yeah.
we were watching the game and Mexico lost a lot of their stars.
that's what I was saying because it ties into Canada having the best starting 11.
We
in
just
that tournament.
assumed Mexico this,
Mexico,
but their team
because
on paper is not that good.
You know, they used to have Chicharito. They had Ochoa, who played stellar
Yeah,
for their
Guardado
country.
in the middle, Lozano.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even
but
think
now-
Lozano got called up.
But the
so
point
that's
is
why.
that now they have Santiago Jimenez and the rest.
They also have the other Jimenez, the
Yeah.
one that's I'm pretty sure he's still at Wolves.
But the point is that I think that that Canada has more European
we're on the come up, man.
Yeah, more players playing in Europe than any other team in the
David,
tournament.
Laren, Buchanan,
Alfonso Davies.
Johnston with
Yeah.
Celtic. Davies, obviously,
Yeah.
Davies started the whole spark of
Laren,
Canadian.
doesn't Laren play in this?
Yeah, he plays for Mallorca and the Spanish in La Liga.
Yeah.
But I think Davies started that because the last person that was in Europe, big name was Hutchinson. He played with Besiktas in Turkey, but Davies was the
the
star
star.
boy.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing Bombito, who I
Yeah.
interviewed and met, by the
Yeah.
way, super chill guy. Bombito, Cornelius.
Yeah.
Him, he's a late bloomer. He's already
David
31.
pretty much the start of the team,
Yeah.
right? They'd say, well, him and Davies were
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
Cornelius was 30. He's 31. He's a late bloomer. He always played in Sweden and stuff, and now he's at Marseille. So Ismail Kone, who's a Montreal shout out to Ismail Kone. He's from Montreal. I
Yeah.
have a friend that played, I think, with him or against him. I don't remember. So we're seeing this surge. So I honestly made the mistake when we were on the call saying okay, bro, yeah.
I told you,
Canada.
I don't have as much ball knowledge as you, but I felt like that.
Yeah,
the
no,
Canadian roster was
I
much
just
better
because
than,
I assumed, but
Yeah.
then I was like, you're right.
I have a point. Yeah.
I would say Canada has the
I appreciate that, bro.
strongest.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no. I
appreciate-
always call it how it is. So obviously, I'm the PhD master in soccer, but for that, I am. I don't care what anyone says. I am. That's the only thing I'll brag about myself. I have a PhD in soccer, but yeah, I honestly think in terms of when you look at the CONCACAF nations, when they enter a World Cup, I think Canada has the best chance. Obviously, any of these CONCACAF nations, I don't think have any odds of winning the World Cup. Obviously, it's not zero, but they have the strongest side to do a deep run. I feel like though Mexico is, even though they have not as good of a team on paper, they have like more resilience, more discipline, and they know what it takes to do in these big games.
100%.
So shout out to Mexico winning their first ever CONCACAF Nations League title. And
moving on to we're gonna glance over it, but
one more.
Yeah, no, that's it. We're gonna glance over it, but Mota sacked.
No, hold on, not that.
Oh,
one more thing for the international break. We posted it already, but Ronaldo breaks the Guinness World Record, 132 international wins, which is the most for any player. So shout out to Ronaldo. Listen, I know I tell him all the time that he needs to pack it up, but like low key respect. He's 40 years old. The fact that he's still doing it at this
Portugal
age.
Since he's been carrying Portugal since he
like he's brought him to this thing. But I'm saying
literally what I just said.
No, but they brought him on the come up. But like this is we're not gonna get into this a whole topic. But I don't think he did much at the Euros, in my opinion.
No, but I'm saying he's been carrying Portugal, the Portuguese banner on his back.
Because before Ronaldo, Portugal nothing. No, Figo, but I'm saying at tournaments.
Yeah.
Not
but that's what I'm saying. He put them really on the map.
Yeah, they put him on the map.
Shout out Ronaldo. And also, fun fact, guys, I learned this today and I've been saying it nonstop. The Guinness World Records.
Why do you say Guinness?
It's Guinness. Okay, Guinness World Records. Guinness World Records. I don't know why I say it differently. Guinness World Records was invented by the man who invented the Guinness beer. So.
No way. Are you serious?
Okay, you didn't know this. I've been saying it before. Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy.
Jew, could you just state the anyway? Continue with talk about the Mota talk. I'm gonna go find that. But yes, I am very proud of that fact.
You don't have to double fact check that.
No, I know. I just want to see. Anyway.
No, because I asked my cousin. I'm like, yo, do you know about fig Newtons? And fig Newtons are not invented by Isaac Newton. It's invented by it's named after a small town in Massachusetts, which I learned about in the big at Scores last time. We went for dinner, and okay. Anyways, but I learned that from the Big Bang Theory show, so that's what it is. But anyway, you're really this episode, or honestly, it's a yap session, Loki.
Bro, it's crazy. I think I was wrong, but honestly speaking, I rather go with my story. I rather just go. No,
episode would just.
Oh no! Actually, on the 10th of November, 1951, Sir Hugh Beaver, then the managing director of the Guinness Breweries, went on a shooting party in the North Slough by River Stanley in County Wexford. Which, anyway, after missing a shot, he became involved in an argument over which, anyway, that led to another, and whatever. He's now associated with the Guinness World Records. This is like the whole Wikipedia page, but I'm not down to read this. We were talking about soccer, now we're talking about a guy that.
This. Can I just title this video "Pure Yap Session"? We're all over the place. We try to be organized. We're normally organized.
We are organized, but like we get on the tangents.
We go on the tangents. But yeah, just to cap off soccer, this is the only honestly club-related topic or domestic football that's worth talking about because obviously everything's international break right now. Juventus sacking Thiago Motta. We spoke about him last week. That I said that he's a rebuild manager. Why are the Juve fans not sticking by him? He is sacked and Igor Tudor is in. He's a former Juve player. Lazio, his last team, by the way.
Oh,
was
yes,
Lazio.
That's what you were telling. Who is it that take care of him? Oh, you were telling somebody in your soccer.
Some Juve fans were texting. I was texting some Juve fans like, take care of him. Yeah. Lazio, 6 months with Lazio. Honestly, really didn't do much. I like his 3-back formation. His best, memorable moment with Lazio was the boring game of 0-0 between Juve and we scored that last-minute header to beat Juve. That was his first game in charge. So shout out to Tudor. Juve fans, take care of him. But this
we
is
all saw it coming.
No, but this is temporary though. Like they're planning on getting Mancini.
But we saw him. We saw it coming.
Yeah. And they were actually talking about they were thinking of sacking him. Like they know they're gonna sack him, but they're gonna wait after the first Juve game after the international break. But then they decided, okay, we'll just sack him.
Just sack him now. Yeah.
Because now Tudor gets to work on the players, and when they come, the other players. Yeah.
Exactly.
So just just to recap, you said you expected it. Yeah. I think we all expected it. Yeah. I don't really have much to say. I think they should have just stuck by him. I don't even know how they expected him that he was going to do this good. He came from Bologna, but we're not going to...
by him by like
they should have just kept him.
Until the end of the season.
Yeah, they should have just kept him.
But yeah, anyway, I expected him getting sacked.
Why now would you get rid of him? I don't understand. Again, we already spoke about this, but he went from Bologna to Juve. Like, I'm sorry, but whatever. Anyways, but obviously I don't want Tudor to do good because we're both in the race for the Champions League spots. But
moving on,
it is what it is.
Moving on.
Boxing. We don't really talk about boxing, but big
boxing
sad news. Sorry,
sad news. George Foreman passed away this weekend.
Rest in peace,
George Foreman. He passed away at the age of 76 with no official cause was given. Why are you laughing? That's crazy. 76 at the age of 76, no official cause was given. He's laughing. We'll get into why he's laughing because anyway.
I'm so sorry.
Wait.
Excuse him. Yeah.
Wait. Let me finish and then you'll be able to turn. Let me just at least list his accolades. 76 wins, 68 KOs, and 5 losses. A Christian, actually founded his own church. I really respect that. And turned pro in 1969. So he paused his career at some point. If you watch the big...
20 years old, he turned pro. That's crazy,
and then he put his career on pause to found the church and to really take care of personal adventures and things that respect. But he put his career on pause, and while doing so, he invented the worldwide known product, the George Foreman grill, which we'll get into why we were laughing, but on my end and on the end of the whole podcast, rest in peace, George Foreman. Now, Biagio, can you explain why we're laughing before we get canceled?
Guys, okay. Let me lock in. Guys, I preface this, please. I'm going to explain it. Rest in peace, George Foreman. I'm really sorry. We're not laughing at that. Before we get canceled, let me explain. When he said... that George Foreman died, I was like, okay, that sucks, obviously. Bro, being that ass, I really thought this guy just invented a grill. I thought he invented a grill. I'm like, okay, so like the guy that invented the blender, we're gonna cry about him too. Like, I thought he invented just a grill. I'm really sorry, because when everyone thought George Foreman grill, I'm like, yo. This guy's he must be a cool guy. Like, he invented a really popular girl. I had no idea that he was a boxer. I'm really sorry. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yo, dead ass though, I really feel like I'm not the only one alone on this. Guys, in the comments, please don't rip me. I feel like there's some people that thought he just invented a grill.
This is what's wrong with millennials, bro.
Bro, I just thought he invented a grill. Like,
okay. Jews dying a lot.
So that's why we're laughing. I'm so sorry, bro.
Yeah.
My sympathies and my condolences to him and his entire family. I'm really sorry. Like, I do not mean that.
Yeah,
I really thought he invented a grill.
He did invent the grill.
No, just invented it. Bro, this episode
this is crazy. Bro. We're devious. Yeah, no, he thought his regular suit was a girl, but rest in peace, George Foreman. And yeah, no, honestly, one of the greats. I don't know. I think it's debatable. I think he's up there in conversations. A lot of people like to say Mike Tyson, but I mean, it's personal preferences.
We're touching on touchy subjects.
Now, Biagio, moving on. Rest in peace once again.
Rest in peace, George Foreman. Okay,
moving on to your favorite segment of the week.
All right, guys, let's get into it. Guys, now we're starting the pack it up moment of the week for the new people here. Everyone knows put the fries in the bag joke by now. If you don't, you're living under a rock.
Yeah, literally put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, put the fries in the bag if you don't know what that means. But we say pack it up, and I love it. By the way, all you guys, the people I know and people that maybe don't know us personally,
people I know as well. Shout out my friends because I was talking with them and they're like, we like those pack it up moments of the week. They're kind of funny.
Yeah, no, but the fact that I have some of my friends saying, okay, like when I do something stupid, like just randomly, they're like, okay, bro, pack it up. I love that we're starting that, and guys, keep saying it. Tell it to your friends and whatever. Pack it up. So yeah, that's what we say instead of fries in the bag. We say pack it up. Yeah. I'm gonna go last for my pack it up moment of the week because I feel like you guys have really good and mine's just like kind of dookie. So Jew,
so start off with Jew.
We'll start off with Jew. Your pack it up moment of the week. Oh wait, I know what it is. Okay, go.
My pack it up moment is about Biagio.
2 weeks in a row, by the way. Now.
Yeah.
The glaze is unreal.
I've been helping Biagio, like as he said at the beginning of the podcast. I've been helping him with his diet.
Yeah.
And he's a crybaby. I make him eat normal human amounts of food, and he says it's rabbit food, whatever. Today, we're on a call, all three of us. He looks me dead in the eye on FaceTime. He's like, is water healthy?
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
Is water healthy for me?
No, but he asked it genuinely. You just explained that he was asking that genuinely.
Oh, now it's genuine.
No, you were genuinely asking.
I was trying to piss you off, but the calcium I was asking about.
Nah, that's crazy because nobody's ever said that freaking water is unhealthy.
Your brother defended me, though. If you drink too much water, you could die.
Yeah, my brother said if you drink 7 gallons of water, yeah, you could die. But nobody out there in their right minds, anybody that has a single brain cell, is thinking that water is unhealthy. This is the exact, but it kind of falls into that sort of conversation of why he thought George Foreman was The only
Okay, honestly, yo,
no,
I respect. That's a good take. That's a good theory.
because bro, like I don't know what theory you're talking about, but I'm saying that
like that they coincide. Those two thoughts show how dumb I am.
No. They just show how faded you are sometimes.
That's a nice way of saying dumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So that's your pack it up moment?
Yeah, that's a pack it. So I go next?
Yeah, go.
My pack it up moment of the week, Diddy. So
Bro, what is this episode, bro? Yo, what is this?
wait, let me explain.
Diddy.
No, Diddy, literally Diddy. He ruined his own career, and now apparently he's like, it's still ruining other people's careers. So both OBJ, a wide receiver who played last season for the Miami Dolphins, and Drewski, who is a media sensation, his real name is Drew Debud, were among those who were accused of parham, physical injury, severe mental and emotional distress, pain and suffering. I'm laughing. But
Wait,
it's not
are
funny.
they were victims or they were
they were
part of the?
No, they were involved in the
okay.
Diddy parties. They were oiling up.
Yeah, this episode has so many clippable moments.
So they were oiling up, but the thing is that OBJ came out and said, "Nah, that's false." So did
Yeah, I think he tweeted, "Nah."
Yeah, he's like, nah,
all right, okay, bro, that's enough. That's enough evidence.
Like, this is anybody who believes this is dumb or whatever. But yeah, no, pack it up, Diddy. Like, I don't understand why this story is like still dragging people down. I think it should be just resolved, and now it's affecting OBJ. I don't know if OBJ's really did anything, but if he did do anything and was involved in those Diddy parties,
pack it up,
OBJ and Diddy.
I think after this episode, we need to look up the word context and just read it. But guys, please bear with us.
Yeah.
Okay. My pack it up moment, I was struggling because honestly, I couldn't really think of it. There was really like
any
big
outstanding
moments,
moment.
but my pack it up moment of the week is the Sobazlai versus Guler beef.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's been talking about it recently. So basically, I want to preface this by saying that they're 5 years apart. So like Sobazlai's 25, Guler's like 19, turning 20. They're 5 years apart. I think it's a substantial age. They're at different parts of their life. Sobazlai has cemented himself as a very good soccer player. Guler still has more to prove. Basically, what happened? There was the Nations League relegation playoff, something like that, between Turkey and Hungary. On aggregate, Turkey destroyed Hungary 6-1. After Guler scored one of his goals, he goes up to Sobazlai. He tells him, he shushes him.
Yeah.
There must have been
something that happened during the
something they must have said, because you don't just shush players. Why is Sobazlai out of
something happened during the
Anyways,
game?
He shushes Sobazlai. It's over. We thought it ended there. Then Guler posts a photo on Instagram of a photographer that caught him shushing Sobazlai. He posted. Sobazlai comments 1088, and Guler pins it. Basically, what Sobazlai is referring to is that's how many minutes he's played in all competitions for Real Madrid, saying that, yeah, you know, you won Champions Leagues and all that, but you didn't play at all. You do not play any games. Basically saying like, okay, bro, pack it up. Yeah. Like, you're the guy in the group project that does nothing. Yeah. So that's his comeback to that.
Right.
And then Guler said, was 6 goals not enough to shut you up? Now, even though this is my pack it up moment of the week, just quick, who do you think won that battle? That's the end of it, by the way.
I mean,
maybe
Guler has more. Guler, I think Guler wins.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I know I'm on the bench, but he still has a Champions League.
He's a young stud. He just won 6-1 on aggregate. You said.
Yeah. Against
them, like.
No, but would you say that his argument about the Champions League?
Of what?
That like he won the Champions League,
that he didn't play any minutes.
Yes, but
he did
not contribute to that Champions League at all. He was on the bench, but would you still say it's a flex?
It's a flex, bro. He won Champions League, bro. He was there,
even from the bench.
Even from the bench, bro. I don't care. You're part of that team. You were selected to be on that team. You were on the bench
for
that team.
No, I respect that because even the third goalie, he's a Champions League winner.
Yeah.
So basically, honestly, guys, debate in the comments who won that beef. Personally,
Sobazlai?
I was leaning towards Sobazlai, but then when I read the full story, I'm like, okay, Guler started.
They both have their arguments.
They both have fair arguments, but low-key, at the end of this, I'm going to say Sobazlai, pack it up. Like, why are you picking on a kid? Why are you writing? You guys lost 6-1, and he has a Champions League title over you. I would say Sobazlai, pack it up, because I think him going out of his way to comment 1088, like, that's your only argument? That he still won everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
like if that's your only argument, it's like
so Sobazlai, pack it up.
So we have Sobazlai, Biagio and Diddy who need to pack it up this episode.
Yeah, this week, those three people, the fact that they're in a group, bro. I'm in a group with that guy.
Find the common point between Zobazlai, Diddy, and Biagio. There is none, bro.
not.
Just to pack it up, bro.
Yeah,
That's literally
just
it.
pack it up. But that concludes our segment of Pack It Up. We're going to close this out with you guys at home, the follower questions. And I apologize to the people that, but my question didn't get featured. Guys, I'm really sorry. First of all, producer Drew, it's his fault. Yeah. He's the one that picks the questions. Second of all, you guys, honestly, it's more of a positive thing in our perspective because you guys are so supportive of us. Shout out to you guys. We get so many comments. We can't go through them all. Only 5 get selected. Yeah. But keep commenting. Yeah. Keep commenting and you get the chance of getting selected. Joke, it's an inside joke. So, Drew, hit us with the follower questions. 1 out of 5. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. So the first one is from Mark Garon or Mark Garon. Thoughts on the NHL playoff picture?
I think I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, go.
I think it's shaping up to be something special in the East. In the West, I think it was pretty much predetermined, in my opinion. But in the East, I mean, the playoff picture itself, for the teams that are outside of the wild card spot, obviously we touched on the wild card spot, so I'm not gonna jump into that again. But for the teams that are already in the wild card spot, I think that they're fun, entertaining teams. You have New Jersey that are already inside the playoffs, not inside a wild card spot. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my words. You have New Jersey. You have Ovi back in the playoff picture. You have Tampa. You have Carolina. You have some fun teams, man. So I think in the East it's really fun. The West, like I said, it's predetermined, and I expect Edmonton to really make waves this year. And obviously, we have the reigning Stanley Cup champions. Who are in the East as well. So it's all shaping up to be a fun playoff, but I think the thing to watch for hockey fans and for any fan, the neutral fan, if you want to sense the direction, tune into the East games and especially the teams battling for a wild card spot, because that's where I think you're going to see the most entertainment from here to the end of the season. You, Biagio. Yeah. I'm sorry, I touched on pretty much everything.
No, honestly, I'm just going to copy paste what you said. Yeah. The West, like you said, already predetermined.
Yeah.
And obviously, like the big focus point is the Edmonton Oilers in that spot because we
want that redemption.
They want the redemption. Obviously, losing the final last year to the Panthers, and obviously for Connor McDavid. Like if my Habs are out, I would want McDavid to do well.
Yeah,
you feel for him.
If just to preface this and close this question out.
And obviously the East is where all the fun is.
If the playoffs were to end today, in the East you would have... If the playoffs were to start today, in the East you would have the Panthers facing off against the Senators, which is an interesting matchup. Maple Leafs against the Lightning. Washington against Montreal, which is cool. Cool for Montreal fans. I think you guys have a chance there if that were to happen. Because Washington's a good team this season, but... I don't know, in the playoffs, maybe an upset could happen. Hurricanes versus Devils. And in the West, we would have... Winnipeg versus St. Louis, kind of boring, in my opinion. Dallas versus Colorado, a very fun, entertaining teams. They're very fast, hard-hitting. Vegas versus Wild, which is a very physical, which could be a very physical matchup, along with LA versus Edmonton, which is also a very physical matchup. So, I mean, man, if the playoffs were to end today, I wouldn't be happy, obviously, because the Rangers are in there.
And you have to do your forfeit.
Yeah, and I'd have to do my forfeit. But I think that it would be pretty entertaining for the neutral hockey fan.
Yeah, so we're shaping up some nice, entertaining playoffs.
Yeah. So thank you for your question, Mark.
Mark, I know I'm playing Toro Campo with him. Shout out Mark Garon. Okay. Thank you for the question. Next one, Joe.
Next question is from Studio Dre, 96.
Studio Dre.
Studio Dre, bro.
Studio Dre. Shout out once again. We always shout him out every episode. Thank you for the template on the back. Yeah, it's my cousin.
Studio Dre. Bro, can you read? Studio Dre.
Okay. But shout out.
You put me as your pack it up. That's why.
Anyway, shout out Studio Dre.
Shout out Studio Dre, by the way, for the graphic. Is that how you think? Okay, go.
What does your podcast day routine look like?
Start with you, bro.
Okay, well, I work all weekends, and I work very early in the morning, so I'm really exhausted. And then you guys come to my Toro Campo games and stuff. Not Drew recently, but Toro Campo games, so I'm really tired. So low-key, my day on podcast recording day, I just sleep in to whenever I want. Watch some Sopranos, which I'm currently watching. And then after... I go with Giuliano. We always pick up a coffee together, and then we come here. We greet ourselves, have a nice talk with your mom in the kitchen about life. We have our dinner, we write our notes, and then
that's
here.
Here we are.
We're here.
You? Basically same thing, but the other way around. I get some schoolwork done in the morning. If I do have any at that point, then after that, I basically wait, fix up some things. Just like recently, it's been a lot of adding onto the set, so I try to I try to prepare some stuff before they get to the set, and then after that, well, we wait, we eat, and then after that, it's go time on the episode for you guys. So that's basically it. It's pretty flat out day, but I mean, I think everybody sort of has those days.
Yeah, the main part of the day we're all looking forward to. I love Mondays. Yeah. I love Mondays. Ju, you want to add your little part of your day?
Yeah, how's your day, Mo?
I work during the day.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. It's a Monday.
Hey, but I go to school. So I'm gonna lose you.
Yeah.
I go to school. All right. So from Francesco. I'm scared to say the word names now.
How do you write it?
Francesco Tinaikos?
Yeah.
I might have butchered that too. But Frank, shout out Frank. What's his question?
Frank.
Who do you think next year's Super Bowl winners? Super Bowl winner will be.
Super Bowl winner.
You're still thinking? Okay.
Drew, actually, make Drew go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, you're a football guru on the episode. Put it on.
Take it off our little bonum over there.
Not even a single word. I mean, I repeated that like 6 times.
Honestly, yeah. But that's good.
Not even a single
We
word.
get it.
That's it. Me, back-to-back champs. I think that the Eagles are going to go back-to-back. I think they're going to come into the season with as much force as they left off with. And, so back-to-back Eagles. Yeah.
I hate to say it.
The Giants?
Oh. Okay, bro, be serious. I hate to say it, bro. I hate to say it, but I agree with you, man. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go back-to-back.
Yeah.
Damn it. I hate them.
Yeah, I know.
Most obnoxious fans.
That is not
yeah, damn. Nah, but...
shit!
Yeah, shit.
Shit.
I'm 6'1". That's actually a fact, by the way. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go back-to-back. Like you said, they're just getting stronger and stronger.
We need to run the BMI on this whole podcast, like everyone's BMI.
Why? What does that have to do with what I said?
Nothing, but I just think we should do it just for an episode.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know what that has to do with the Eagles going back to back. But yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I want to be realistic. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go back to back, as much as it sucks, especially Saquon Barkley. But anyways. Thank you, Frank, and thank you to the first three questions. Question number 4, Joe.
Okay. Alexandre Kostic. Sorry, I can't even read my writing.
No, it's not his fault.
Michael Jordan or LeBron? Who's the GOAT?
Me. He's opening up a
can of worms.
A can of worms.
Yeah, you're opening up a can of worms, dude.
Connor's well, I guess I already...
Dude.
No, but I guess it already took 4 episodes to get into this question. We know it was going to be asked.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be asked. So I know the soccer ones was going to be asked, but we'll get into it.
In my opinion, Mr. Vaniadi. I think that's my GOAT, LeBron, in other words, because most people won't know who the hell that is. But LeBron. I think LeBron is the GOAT. Not as many championships, but I think overall... did you have it? No. Mike still has more championships. But I think LeBron... single season record point, I think he holds the record for the most amount of points. I think he's been an outstanding citizen. I think he's a role model, like I said. I think an all-around player. I think his dedication, and he's also a champion. He's a winner, and he's a role model for players in the NBA as well. I think everybody looks up to LeBron. If you look at teammates, I think that Mike made his teammates better, but Mike also was a very toxic teammate compared to LeBron, who makes his teammates better while also being a good leader and somebody especially very positive. Guys, I'm sorry, my words are like I'm fucking my words, but sorry once again.
By the way, the whole answer you're looking, I don't know what you're looking at, but you've been looking there.
I'm trying to concentrate. I want to put 2 words together, but the whole point is I think LeBron James is the GOAT.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say LeBron James. I know Stephen A. Smith has been very adamant about Michael Jordan, but now the way I see it and my perspective is the reason why I say LeBron James. Yes, he doesn't have as many championships, and this kind of could be debunked by the fact that he's taken more shots. Like, the argument is that Jordan's never lost a final.
Yeah.
But he's been to less finals.
Yeah.
Getting there, I think, is harder. Right? There's more to it. Like, it's like me saying, okay, I've never lost a final, but like you go to so many more finals, you've tried more. I feel like if Jordan would have tried more, not that he would have, like obviously he took that break to go play baseball, but I feel like if he would have been in more finals, maybe he would have lost. You know?
Yeah.
LeBron has gone with several teams, by the way. You know what I mean? So there's so many different angles you could look at it. And I could also, I feel like my opinion could also be debunked by the fact like, oh, he took a break. If he would have continued and not gone to baseball, we would have even more titles. Yeah. But I would argue that if he didn't take that break or he didn't go to that many finals or whatever, he didn't take as many shots as LeBron. LeBron's
10
been
finals
to
to 6, man. Yeah, 10 finals to 6.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
That's what. Yeah, that's it. No, but it ties into, you know, Jordan has 6. He went 6 for 6, and
but that's what I'm
LeBron
saying.
went 4 for 10.
Like Kenny Pickett has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah,
he's 100% record in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
does that make him better than any other quarterback? I know it's a crazy comparison, but you don't get what I'm saying. Like,
no, but the journey to get to 10, the journey to get to 10 is a lot
LeBron
more
because he's taken more shots.
Yeah,
he's done it, and he's better longevity.
Yeah.
So. For me, I'm going LeBron James, Mr. Vinny Eddie. Yeah. So
Vinny
LeBron
Eddie
is the GOAT over MJ. You guys could debate in the comments. I know it's going to go crazy, but go at it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alexandre, for the question. Last one, fifth and final.
All right, this is a good question. T. Beliveau 5 asks, best type of pasta?
Oh. Shout out, Thomas. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, go. You could start.
Best pasta. Is lasagna considered pasta? It's the sheets.
Well, it is.
For me, I would say lasagna is my favorite pasta dish. It's a comfort food. It's decadent. I love it.
Right, well, that's a big word. When we talk about Italians, it's just that one big word in 3 sentences.
Burnt and then pitiful. Yeah. Anyways.
Bro, did you get more followers? But shot. The point is, who has the best pasta? What's the best pasta?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I love spaghetti. I know it sounds. I love spaghetti al forno. I also love spaghetti with spaghetti al forno is spaghetti in the oven, and also spaghetti made with eggs. I think,
like a carbonara.
Yeah. Well,
carbonara you wouldn't know. I don't know how it's spaghetti
but
specifically.
Spaghetti made with eggs, spaghetti al uovo, is amazing. I'm just flexing my Italian right now.
And spaghetti aglio means spaghetti with oil.
Nah, but I'm not.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
That's like
I'm not a fan of that though.
Oh, you don't like that?
No, I don't like I'm not a big like oil and garlic pasta guy. So I don't like that. But yeah, spaghetti. I mean, it's a pretty basic answer, but it hits the spot.
Yeah, Joe, you.
What
go.
is he doing? What the fuck was that?
He's blowing kisses behind the camera. This guy. Okay, you go now.
You, Joe. What's your favorite
pasta?
End
it off.
Rigatoni.
Favorite pasta, spaghetti.
Oh,
it's amazing.
Spaghetti.
But it's just me. I just find it's like a bit childish.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Because it's like a kid, like you know when he like sucks on the noodles.
And then you have like
I think saying lasagna is decadent is a little bit childish.
Yeah, that's
no. If anything, it's more
lasagna is also childish food. I think.
No, but the fact that I called it decadent is like mature aura.
Okay, but bro, I could call like a table decadent, bro. Like
no, you can't. You don't even know. Do you even know what decadent means?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, he's googling the word decadent.
No,
bro. That's crazy.
I'm not. But characterized by or reflecting a state of moral or cultural decline. That's what it says here, actually.
Bro.
A person who is luxuriously self-indulgent.
Okay, bro. Go to synonyms. That is not it, bro.
But that's the word.
Click the little arrow down.
Bro's tried to... we're going to end it off here, but
click the arrow down, bro. Yeah. Decadent.
A person who is luxuriously self-indulgent.
Next.
Characterized by or reflecting a state of moral or cultural decline. A decaying, decadent Britain. A decadent...
There's no other definitions regarding to food.
Okay, it's like a...
No.
It's a part of like decay.
Yeah. So it's very decadent. Your definition of the word decadent was pretty ass, bro.
No, but it's a word used to characterize foods. I'm not making this up. This is not just me.
Yeah,
like
it's a word.
Like a nice warm melting lava cake, for example, you would say is decadent.
I don't think you could say that.
Bro, guys, Google it. I'm being dead.
I just say, bro, it's good, bro. Taste the chocolate, bro.
Yeah. It's good,
bro. The chocolate that melts in your mouth.
Yeah, bro. It's so unique.
But to cap today's episode off.
Yeah.
Sorry for all
shout out
brain
Thomas.
rot.
Thank you for asking. We like it when you get a bit personal too.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
But thank you for also asking these questions.
Follower questions. Thank you guys.
Because it makes us get personal and like sort of makes us share personalities. But
we don't want you guys to think we're robots that just talk about sports.
That's it. But we also we're sorry for burning your brains a bit.
Yeah, this is a pure yap session. We what's the running time right now, Ju?
We're at
An hour and 40 minutes.
But
guys,
all that
it's the
to say,
longest episode.
there was a lot of brain rot this episode, and thank you guys for sticking through with us throughout it. So we're gonna end it off by thanking once again Studio Dre for the template and for our podcast design, which is coming soon, guys. A lot of updates coming up.
Yeah, guys. Next episode, I can't stress this enough. Episode 5. If we don't run into any obstacles, we thought it was gonna happen today, but next week
on the YouTube, you'll see it better on the YouTube. What we're talking
video
about.
Podcast.
It's
but
more of a video version.
Too, even the clips.
Yeah, even the clips, you'll see a difference. But I think that on the video itself, you'll on YouTube itself, you'll be able to see a big difference.
Yeah.
But Biag, close us off from this
we're
to our
gonna close
socials
this
once
out.
again.
Drew's already getting ready to go to bed, but we're gonna close this out late filming. For the to close this out, guys, check us out everywhere. RC Sports Talk. I want to thank you guys all the love you're showing us on the clips. I've been doing very well recently. That's
What? Oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, seriously.
Anyways, so thank you guys. Follow us all on RC Sports Talk everywhere. TikTok, YouTube. Where's the camera? Is it here?
No, anyway. Okay.
No. It's on me. No. I'm just saying to point. Because we're also going to end it off. RC Sports Talk everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Facebook, everywhere. And also want to thank our sponsor, Shop Sante, for helping us out, giving us amazing products and
getting
helping
us
you
fit,
guys.
man.
Yeah,
especially
getting
with
us
your fitness journey.
Yeah, getting us fit. We'll stick to this fitness journey. We're holding ourselves accountable with this podcast, so we're locked in for 2025. Also, I want to say for helping you guys out, we're helping you guys out with the code. You can use code RC10 at checkout to get 10% off your order when you order online only at Shop Sante. So we're gonna close out the episode, guys.
Thank you once again for tuning in
bearing with us.
And let me just close this off by saying the definition of decadent is characterized by or reflecting a state of moral or cultural
You
decline.
can describe food
Thank
with it.
Thank you very much, and we'll see each other
obsession.
next week. Ciao,
Ciao, guys.